Good afternoon, everyone. We have put together a YouTube video to help you set up for the election this November. And Leather will be our inspector and Kelly will be our judge. So we're going to imitate how you would handle this when you first come in to the polling location that morning.
Hi, I'm Leather the inspector today, and
I'm Kelly the judge.
we're gonna walk through how to set up your machines for election day. I've already got my keys. These will be in the blue inspector bag, inside the red results bag, inside your very scan envelope. You'll have the keys to be able to get into all your machines. Today, I'm gonna do the reading, and then Kelly is gonna be doing the doing. Okay, are you ready to get started?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so first we are going to, when you get to the polling location, this is how your machine is gonna be. You're gonna first unlock this. If you'll notice, the keys are color coded, so each color will correspond with the color on the machine. Kelly, before you pull anything out, one good little tidbit to do before you guys unload everything that morning is take a picture of how we have this loaded together. So then at the end of the night, when you're ready to put everything back in there, you can kind of mimic what we have. So we can go ahead and start pulling this stuff out, Kelly.
Okay, table included.
Top there if you want.
Okay.
So I see you have two machines that look alike. What are those machines?
So this one sitting on top is your Verity Scan. This is your ballot scanner. So when the voters get done voting, that's where they'll place their ballot, and it will fall into here. This down here is the ADA machine. So it's your handicap accessible machine for somebody who may be hearing impaired, blind, deaf. They're able to use that, and it's not a ballot marking device. It's a touch screen. You'll go through and make your selections, and then it'll print your ballot out whenever you're finished. And then you will then take the ballot and put it into the scanner. Okay, we have our table for this as well. And this table will be at the polling location already as well, and this is what sets your touch writer on. So you'll undo the right there in the back.
Okay.
And then it'll just kind of fold, almost like a TV table is what it kind of reminds me of. And then we'll take this and it will sit, if you notice, face that towards the camera. So you've got the 5 little knobbies, I don't even know the correct term for them. They'll go in place with the holes here on the table. Once you kind of feel it sit in there. Okay.
Yes.
And then if you notice, it doesn't. Okay. Have it locked in, my fault. All right, so we've got that. We can go ahead and get our cords ready. So you'll have an extension cord and a surge protector, and 2 power blocks. These black power blocks go with the machines you'll see here shortly. Be very careful with these because just the littlest drop can blow the circuit on the inside of these blocks, so be gentle. So then you'll take your extension cord, it will go into the outlet into the wall. And then you will plug your surge protector into that extension cord. And then you'll have a table not on when you plug it in. Okay. Do the honors of setting the table up, Kelly. And here in the big black bag is your printer. You can put that next to, yeah, because it'll go right next to it. It's just a Velcro pouch. Rip it open, it's like a present, unwrapping this present. You will have your power cables on top of your printer. And then just kind of toss your bag to the side for the day. Nowhere that you're gonna trip on it, but out of the way that it doesn't get tore up either.
Ready to plug this in my power cord?
Yeah, we can start with the. So your thicker cord will plug into the surge protector and then it will go in to the back of your printer. And then your smaller cord here on the back of the ADA machine, you'll have a little place right here. And then it faces up. So the USB kind of symbol on the blue will face up. Just get in there nice and snug.
Is there blue on the back of the machine to match the blue on the plug?
No, nope, not for this one, but it does say printer right next to it. Okay. And then you'll have the small side will go in on the top side of the printer. There's kind of a red tamper seal. It goes right above that in the little indentation. Okay, so go ahead and then on the back of this, or actually, let's go ahead and open it. Open it first. Just
Perfect.
and like
The green
before,
key.
it'd be green to green, and this is unlocking your touch writer. It's almost kind of like a tackle box when you go to open it. I don't know if any of you guys are fishers or not, but what it's similar to. Okay. And so we'll go ahead and you'll unlock your deck to put it in place here. So you'll have yellow goes with yellow. And then you'll lock it back because that's what's going to give the screen power. And then go ahead and we'll start this one up. On the back of this machine, there is a red power button and you'll just press the power. Okay, and it should have a green light that comes in on the back. And then there's a green light up here on the printer. It'll let you know that there is power to it. And go ahead and turn your printer on, Kelly.
Okay, that's in the front corner, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. And these briefly take, I think it's about 5 minutes or so to fully get started. So while we're waiting on this one to get started up, we'll go ahead on over to this one and open it up the same way.
Thank you again.
And she's doing the same thing as she did over there. She's unlocking the dock to that to dock it down here at the bottom.
And to lock it back in place using my yellow key.
Then also, we will have your power supply cords. I'll go ahead and give this to you.
Okay.
On the one that's gonna go in the back of the machine, you'll notice that it's flat on top. So the flat will face up kind of towards the sky. Turn this. So we're gonna turn this, so you can see, Kelly, where she's gonna put.
And I can go ahead and plug this in as well.
And then your flat part goes to the sky, so make sure it's. And you'll see right here is where it goes, and you just kind of fidget with it a little bit and it'll go into place because there's holes that it fits into. And then just give it a nice little pull to make sure it's in there good. Okay. And then Kelly, you're good to go ahead and hit your red power button back here.
Okay.
The same, identical to that one, there's a red power button on the back. And then while you're waiting on that, Kelly, we'll go ahead and let you, once you have everything out of here, you're gonna shut it. And you will use the blue seal to seal up this machine. It'll go right through here.
Okay.
Did that go through?
There we go.
Good.
And I can go ahead and pull this.
And there you have it sealed, so then that's why when the ballots get scanned through, they're safe in there and nobody can tamper with them. Okay, and I made a brief boo-boo and forgot to do the power supply on the side, so we're gonna do identical to this one. You got your power supply, your flat will go towards the sky, be the same place that you did in the other machine. And the bottom there. Okay. Okay. See, even the pros make mistakes. It's fine. Okay, so we're still waiting waiting for it to set up. And then you'll do some verification with what the form says with what the machine says.
So last spring, at our polling location, we had one of those screens that would not go down into the body of the machine. So if we try and we can't get it in there, what should we do?
The machines are spaced out enough that you should be fine without the privacy screens. But in the event that you want to make sure if you want them on there, you can give us a call up at the election office and we can send somebody down to kind of help assist you. Or maybe we could do like a video call and you could call us while we're kind of watching and seeing how you're doing it and seeing if we can kind of guide you a little bit. And that one should kick up first.
So which is the ADA machine?
This one over here is your ADA machine.
And how do I know that?
Excuse me. Up here on the very face of it, it has an A for access and then a W for touch writer. So it's a touch writer. And then also if you refer to it in your book, it starts on page 10. It'll tell you that it's your Verity touch writer. And I mean, there's a possibility that you might not even have anybody vote on that machine. But by law, we are required to have it at all the locations for the handicap voters. And it will, as you guys are starting it up, you'll see how it kind of goes black and it makes you think like, oh my gosh, it just turned off. It's not. It goes black for a little bit and then it'll gear back up.
Do we need to check the printer for paper?
That would be a good idea. Yeah. The election office usually stocks it pretty good, but we can miss it. So there's a good idea to make sure you've got some in there. And I know we didn't go by the book with the setup instructions. We kind of just went off of memory. But starting here, there is the full setup. So as you notice, when me and Kelly get started starting up the machines, I'm going to choose to read while she does. So if you can kind of mimic that at the polling location, it should be a smooth sailing for you guys.
And we have copies of all of these machine guides to give to everyone at all 3 of the trainings. And they can take them home with them and make notes in them if they want, bring them back on election day when they're working. But there will be copies inside the black tub as well.
Okay. Okay, so the first screen that you're gonna come to here is your zero report is required. So I'm going to go to where I need to go. Okay, so this will start, the step that we're starting on is gonna be on page 2, opening the polls, and it is gonna be step 9. So press the print zero tape report.
On the screen.
On the screen, yes. And then you will leave, there will already be a tape on the machine. You will leave that and just let it run with the zero tape that you just hit or chose to run. And what this is pretty much showing you is that there is no votes on this machine at the start of the day. Like and you guys will also have extra paper for this in the event that it's low. Our vendor does check it as he sets our machines, but we always like you to have extra just in case. Okay, so number 10, you're gonna press open the polls while you leave that tape attached. Okay, so now we have a famous password. It's your poll worker password. If you guys have worked in the past, you should know this by heart. You're gonna put 6 ones in this place. Okay. And then you're gonna hit accept. Okay. And then give it just a second and it's gonna print your open the polls time with your counter numbers. Sure. Okay, so right here, the screen is telling us that it's ready for use. So you're ready to scan some ballots. But first, what you're gonna do is you will tear this off. And down here at the bottom, there is signature sections. And all of your poll workers will sign that. So if you've got 5 poll workers at your location, the inspector, the 2 judges, the 2 clerks, they all will have a signature on there. If you have 7 at your location, all 7 poll workers will have a signature on there. So after you sign it, this will then go in your red results bag in the Verity Scan envelope. You'll tuck it away in there.
Okay.
So after everybody's completed their signatures on there, you've got that in your safe place. You're going to come over here to this verification form and you're simply going to verify that the lifetime, it says Verity Scan lifetime counter. What's that number there, Kelly?
266.
So you're going to make sure that it matches your Verity Scan down here where it says lifetime.
And it does match. It also says 266.
Okay. And then you're going to double check that you've got 2 green lights here. It's saying that the machine is communicating and that you have power. All right, and then we've locked and sealed the red door, so voters are ready to scan. So there's that. We'll move on to the ADA machine.
Is that a yellow seal? What's that for?
This is an extra seal. So in the event, say a voter scans their ballot, and you don't hear it drop, and it's, not giving you a red flag or American flag here stating that the ballot's been cast, maybe it got stuck, it didn't drop. You can then, with the inspector and the Democrat judge, can then break this seal, open it up, see what's going on, clear any path that may be there, and then you can shut this and seal it with the yellow. So it's just an extra, and you may not need it. There's a possibility you may not have to get into the machine, but we supply you with one just in case you have to. Right. And then you can place this form in your red official results bag as well, just in there next to the envelopes. Okay. So we'll move on over here to the handicap machine. Let me get to the right page in our book here. Okay, so page 10, we'll start the setup on this machine. It gives you the instructions on how to do your table. It gives you the instructions on how to do your chords, similar to me and Kelly's go through earlier. So we will start. Okay, look, we've already got an issue. This is perfect. Okay, so it's telling us that the device does not have wall power. These machines are run on battery. They can run on battery. I think your battery backup is, don't quote me, but I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you, but I'm really don't for sure. So anyways, we're gonna double check our wall power real quick and see if we can't troubleshoot what we've got going on. Okay, so I'm simply just gonna turn the machine off and turn it back on. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just holding this red power button in the back, and you will hold it until the green light comes off. Once it's off, your machine should shut down. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my power cord back here. It was the flat one, the one that has the flat that faces up. So I'm gonna pull that out. And I've got power going on in here. Okay, then we're gonna plug it back in. Okay, you'll kind of hear it click just a little bit. And then you're gonna hold that power button until your green light comes back on. And we're gonna give this another run. Cross your fingers. And this table does make it nice for the handicap voters, because as you can see, it's wide enough so you can just wheel your wheelchair right up to it. But in the event that somebody needs to sit down and they don't have a wheelchair, but they want to use it, at the polling location, you can just bring up a chair, whatever is easy for your voter.
So we'll need to turn that little table around so they can run their wheelchair underneath.
Yes. Yep, possibly I've got that backwards. And we've got our printer on, so you'll be able to see the green light up here, and there'll be a green light on your power.
Kelly, do you have any questions?
Don't think so at this moment.
One of the things that we were also working on is we're gonna have a set of laminated instructions. These are designed more for the e-poll pad section, which will have another video on how that works. But you'll be given those at that training, during that training as well. And then we'll also include them inside the black tub for when you arrive at the polling location. So we would also suggest, while we're waiting on this, we would also suggest that if you don't have these two machines up and running by say 20 after for sure. Especially those of you that are in the outlying polling locations, you need to call the election office. And what's that number?
812-385-2541.
Okay. And that phone will be manned all day long. And then that way we can help walk you through any issues you may be having. Or if we need to send someone there to help you, or if we need to replace a piece of equipment or whatever, we have the ability to do that. We just need you to call us and let us know. We want all of our polling locations in Gibson County up and running by 6 a.m. for all of the early voters that come in. So we've been doing this now for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. So we want to let everyone know that these are the first things you need to do when you get in there. Absolutely get these things up, get them going. Let us know if you have any issues, call us. And so we can help you, or if we need to get to your polling location, it'll give us a chance to get there and have you up and running by 6 a.m.
All right. Still telling them I'm missing name.
So it's tabulating all your zero information.
Yep. Okay, so it's still telling us that we have an issue with the wall power, so it very may be that power block that we picked up and used. It very well may be that. In the event that you have this issue at the polling location, we will run you a new power block. But right now, just to be able so we can proceed with training you guys, we're just gonna go ahead and use the battery. So right here, we're just gonna touch that to use the battery. And I believe it's 12 hours that they run off a battery. It could be a little bit longer. So I mean, in the event if you have the power goes out or something like that, like you're not gonna lose everything that you did for the day.
So when you push that power button and the election board brings me a new power supply, can I revert back to the power supply simply by plugging it in? Or do I actually have to touch the battery button again to shut it off and put it back to electrical power?
You would have to actually turn off the whole machine. So you would come back here to the back, power it down, and then replace your cords and then power it back up. And this is good reasons of why you get started when you get there, so that if you do run into complications, you've still got plenty of time to get the situation figured out. Okay, so we're up and running here. The first screen you're gonna see is your print zero report. So Kelly is gonna print her zero report.
Okay.
And it's doing the same thing that it did on the very scan. It's gonna run through and show you that there's no votes on this machine. But in all actuality, this machine doesn't keep track of votes, so it should always be zero. Okay, and then after that, you're gonna press open the polls. And then you're gonna leave the tape attached as well. And then you've got your poll worker passcode. Do you remember what that is, Kelly?
6 1s.
Right, good. First year being a poll worker, you already remembered your password. Beautiful. Okay, and then you're gonna see on here, it'll say it's ready for use. So to get started, you'll contact the coworker. First, what you're gonna do is verify again, like we did on the scanner, that your lifetime counter numbers are the same.
You may mark.
Okay, so we got 2 on those, so that's good, so you can put that, your 2 judges, the Democrat and Republican judges, will initial here at the top, I missed that part in the beginning, but over here you've got space for judge initials. So you're just confirming that what is on this verification form, it corresponds with each machine. And then that'll go in your Bread Official Results bag.
Okay.
You will also tear off this tape, and like you did before, all the coworkers will sign down there at the bottom. And then that will go in your Verity Touch Writer envelope, which is in the Bread Official Results bag as well. And once you've got those steps completed, your voters are ready to vote.
So that machine's ready to go.
It's ready to go.
Anything else on the machine setup?
No, not unless you guys have any questions.
I do have one question. On the tape that you pulled off of the ADA machine, since they both tapes say 0, do you need to write ADA on that tape, or is there something on there that identifies that machine?
That's a good question. Here at the top of the paper, it should tell you,
Verity Touch Writer.
up there, and then the other one on the other side will say Verity Scan in the same spot.
Okay.
All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if our machines then start and you guys have to bring us a new power, do we go ahead and start the battery, or do we wait till we try to get the power?
I think depending on what time it is, because I mean, with one being up and running, like voters can vote. But if it's close to 6 o'clock, then we'll probably go ahead and have you use the battery till we get there. But if it's, 5:30 and you're in town, we got enough time to get to you, then I think it would be fine just to hold off. But it's a good question.
Well, that concludes the video that we wanted to provide you. We will have this set up for you to actually be able to pull this up on your phone at the polling locations to assist you if you need help that morning. And we will also provide you with information on how to reach that YouTube video. And if no one else has any questions, which it doesn't look like anyone does, we thank you, and we'll get ready to show you the next YouTube video on setting up the e-poll pads. Thank you. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Kelly. And thank you, Judy.
Much appreciated.